Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's Saturday morning, and as it's been well documented, coronavirus has stopped play to all football in the UK, as far down as League 2 anyway. I think National League is still going ahead. So I've still been sent to Bournemouth. I had Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace today, but I've still been sent down here to try and document the ground being quiet and the surrounding streets and bits and bobs. So I'm just making my way to the ground now to try and get some nice composed frames of gates being locked and anything like that, really, anything relevant to the game not going ahead. So get my composition juices flowing a bit, and sometimes it's good to head out with nothing obvious to photograph, you know, gets your juices flowing. So just making my way to the ground now, and we'll see if there's any signs up, any coronavirus signs or any posters, but see what we find. Well, certainly a bit eerie around the stadium. It's like a ghost town. The odd person coming and having a look, but managed to get a few chains around the gates and managed to sign a coronavirus sign in the shop saying obviously that the game's off, but not an awful lot. Empty car parks, bits like that, but it certainly gets the juices flowing anyway. So it's always good to just head out and not make any plans and just see what you can compose. Keeps your eye in. So that's that, really. Sad day today, but who knows how long it's going to last. Probably longer than April the 4th, I would think. But anyway, so I'm just heading off to Fontwell Races now. It's just started raining, but hopefully we'll be all right. Yeah, so still going to be kept busy today, so I'm heading over to the races now, and hopefully grab a bit of footage from there to add to the vlog. Catch up at Fontwell. Right guys, I'm currently sat at Fontwell, just had the first race. I'm just going to set up Photo Mechanic, and I thought I'd show you guys a quick workflow and how I get set up. So let's just click on Photo Mechanic 5. So before I show you that, I've got a file here, Fontwell, and all my downloaded frames go into a file I call RAW. Then I've got a sent and obviously a ready or edited file, so we'll just get rid of that. So I'm going to go to, come on, let's get back onto Photo Mechanic 5 file. I'm going to go to ingest first. Right, and this is how I get set up. So primary destination for my downloaded files, onto desktop, Fontwell, choose RAW, open that. That's now Fontwell. And then I've got the IPTC stationary iPad, the XMP files. That's with all the information for today's racing. So we're going to clear that from the Bournemouth visit earlier. Go to load. That'll take me to my XMP files that I've all got stored on my desktop. So obviously that's been sent. This Fontwell XMP has been sent from the desk. So double click that. That then loads it up on my stationary iPad. Obviously you've got the headline, keywords, the description here, date and so on, and then further down you've got all the copyright information and so on. Right, so that's all ready, so we know that's good. Next we're going to change what each file is named, so we'll just put Fontwell in there. Fontwell, yeah. Set the count to 0, okay, so that's okay. We know the IPTs are alright, we know the primary destinations are alright, close that. And then Command U, if you're on Macs, Command U takes you to your because I send direct out of Photo Mechanic 5. A lot of lads don't, but I do. So I know that I've got the FTP details in there already. No destination path needed. So let's just double check the XMP. That's all loaded in there, so that's okay. Now I've got to choose where these frames end up when I click send. So into choose, onto desktop, which is where my file is, Fontwell, and then I'm going to choose the sent file, so double click on that and open. That's now telling me that all the images that I send from here is going to go in my sent file, so that's great. All your basic settings are in here, quality wise for the desk and so on, resolution, that's all okay, so I know that's ready to go. Right, so I've got, let's just go back to ingest, back onto the ingest page. I've got ingest this, I've got auto ingest, so as soon as I pop the card in the reader, it's going to auto ingest them straight away without me having to click on anything. And it's also, I've also got ticked incremental ingest, so it'll only ingest new files, which is a great tool. So I'm just going to pop the card in now. I think because I was in that file, in that screen already, it wouldn't auto ingest, but it does as a rule. Right, and here's all the frames coming, which is good. Lots of fancy dress today, which is great. Super dupe. Just have a look at that. Right then, so frames still coming. I'm sure most of you guys work on Photo Mechanic 5 anyway, so that's all that. So I'm going to take that card out. Let's see if we do it auto ingest this time. Put the next card in. There we are, it's reading it, auto ingest, and it's now bringing up the second card that I've just popped in. Yeah, they look right. I've tried a bit of pan bluing as well, so perhaps my shutter speed was just a little too slow. I was a bit too close to the course, but that was the first race anyway, so that's all right. So that's all them frames anyway. Right, so I'll just show you. Let's just take these guys in their fancy dress. Just scroll through and get having a good chat there. They're obviously checking the odds or something on that one. Let's just check that it's sharp enough. Yeah, that's sharp enough. Right, so I've got the what I call the edit button here, the butterfly button, to go straight to Photoshop. So click that and it takes me straight into Photoshop. And there we are. So I'm just going to set an action up. So let's just go and I usually use F2 as my action, so let's find F2, let's get rid of that and set up a new action. So F2 key, and then record. So I'm going to pretend that I've edited that into file, save as, and then into ready, save as that, save at top quality, OK, let it finish what it's doing, close that, and then stop. Let's just close this one. And that is basically that. So I know now when I hit F2, it's going to send all the files to the ready folder. So let's go into that one again, back into Photoshop, and let's just do a few tweaks on it. Just going to check the sharpness. Might just give that a little tweak. So I'm going to use unsharp mask. Yep, that'll do, 80th and 1, that'll do for me. That's that done. And then, I don't know if you guys use the camera raw filter for editing. It's quite handy, you can get a bit more detail. So exposure, that's alright. I'm just looking at his shirt there. Perhaps just looks a little overexposed. I'm not going to give that too much. Contrast, that's about right. You can just move these whichever way you want, just to have a look. Shadows, might take a bit of shadows out of there. Whites, clarity, doesn't need much clarity really, I don't think. That's about right, so OK in there. And now I'm just going to hit the FN and F2 key. That's going to put that into my ready folder. So back into Photo Mechanic. Now I'm going to open that ready folder. So open contact sheet, onto desktop, into Fontwell, double click the ready folder and that'll bring it up. Right, this is the sending section, so double click on that, and then in here in my settings I've got it set to 3.5 by 2.5, which is your standard sort of frame size for sending, so that's okay. So I'm now going to drag round what I want to send, so it's something like that. It's only a generic shot really of the fancy dress, but something like that. Obviously I've got my opacity turned right down so that it darkens out the rest of the frame. You can set that up within your settings, just your opacity is there, show grid, crosshairs, so okay for that. Right, so I'm going to go Command U and then into IPC stationery pad, and I'm just going to put general view of race goers in fancy dress, and that'll do. A general view of race goers in fancy dress, Fontwell, and that's that. So close that. Oh, let's just change that as well. Look, nearly missed that. So we'll change that to Fontwell. That's okay. Set the sequence again so that it's sequenced with the other page. So it's going into Fontwell. So send that. It's dropped off my phone, which is typical. I'm using my phone as my hotspot. There we go. So go into that, linked. So if I just go into the sending, it opens up a little upload folder. So we'll just click on that and retry that. It should come down here and send. There we go. It's gone. So I know that's gone now. So leave that open. So I'll just run that, and that frame is now gone. And that's basically my workflow. So we'll close that. Click on that, go into there, and then now I'll go on and choose different frames to send. So I might just, I've got a few general views here, so let's just have a look at the winner coming over the fence. Yeah, that's nice and sharp. Ooh, let's remove that. Take the grid off for a minute, just move that down. Yeah, that's nice and sharp. That will make a nice frame, that. And that is it basically. Right, we'll close that and send in some more images. So I've done a couple of races already. We're on to race 3 now, and they're using the hurdle for this one, so I'm just going to set the remote up. Well, that was a really tight finish over this last hurdle. Crikey, they were neck and neck, but managed to get a nice frame. I think might have to take a bit of shadows out of it, but we'll see how we get on, because the sun's behind us, you see, so it's a bit tricky today, but everything's backlit. But nothing great on the remote, as you've seen. A couple of horses' bellies, but makes a nice frame, something a bit different. But I'll go and get them sent off now. That was nice. The sun stayed out nice and bright. Just checked the remote on the back of the camera, and it looks quite nice and colourful with some blue sky. Still quite a low angle, but makes a nice frame. But I'm back at the press room. Just getting out the wind really, so get this race 6 set wide up, and job's a good one. That's it, race 7 done. Head back to the car now. Here's some of my favourite frames from the day. Well, that's it, all done, 7 races. Not too bad a day, sun stayed out for most of it. Got some nice colourful frames on the remote under the hurdles there, so that's good. Always nice to get something different. Bit strange though, not being at a football match today, I must say. Very different feeling, but we shall see. How long we'll be out of the football game, I don't know, but I think before long all sporting events are going to get cancelled, postponed, whatever. But we shall see what this next few days brings, but not too bad a day anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, something a bit different. Nice to get out and do something different, I guess. It'd be great if you could give it a thumbs up, and it'd be awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. Catch up again soon.